Reverend David Baker is co-chair of the Multi-Faiths RI Network, Religious Instruction Network. Dave, good morning.
David Baker is introduced here as the co-chair of the Multi-Faith Religious Instruction Network, but his main role is as chair of the Christian Religious Instruction Alliance, the organisation that registered and presumably pays for the Multi-Faith RI website. The Multi-Faith RI Network was formed in response to the challenges to religious privilege QPSS has made. But it appears to be little more than an attempt to project religious instruction as some kind of boon to multiculturalism and harmony, when, in reality, religious instruction necessitates the religious segregation of young children in state schools, so mutually exclusive religious doctrine can be presented to just some students.
Dave, good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca.
Why do you think religious instruction should happen during class time?
Well, we see it as a central part of the whole curriculum, the whole experience.
Religious instruction is not part of the curriculum.
It is a part of the National Framework for Values Education. So,
Wrong again. Religious instruction is not part of the National Framework for Values Education.
and hundreds of thousands of parents across the state have said they want this. As you said, they opt in. They make a conscious choice to tick the box and say yes, they'd like this for their child as a part of their schooling experience.
Do you support?
More parents are saying no to RI than are saying yes, and they can still say yes to RI even if it's outside school hours. Is being part of the concert band any less part of the school experience just because they rehearse before school, not during school hours?
Do you support the idea of letting individual schools choose when they have religious instruction?
Well, I think a statewide approach has been working very well and should continue to work.
When was the last time there was a formal review about whether or not it's working?
Well, there was a review around 2015, 2016, and so that review happened, and there were some considerations around reviewing the curricula, the content.
Yet again, David Baker makes inaccurate statements. A review of the Connect program was prompted in 2016 when a principal suspended the program, having found it proselytised. In total, 3 RI program materials were reviewed by the department. That's it. At no time was any consideration given to whether RI was working well or not. The last comprehensive review of religious instruction in school hours was done over 50 years ago. Even then, it found religious instruction was inappropriate in state schools and recommended its removal. Joe Bjelke-Petersen had the report buried for 30 years.
At the moment, the issue that seems to be raised is that non-participating children can't progress with learning new curriculum. They have to wait. They can read, they can review, but essentially there's a pause while some children receive religious instruction.
Yes, so the departmental policy is that children that aren't participating have the opportunity to review curricular work they've already done.
Yeah, but that in and of itself is an issue that for some, whether it's families and for some teachers saying, look, we've already got an overcrowded curriculum, and the impact of this religious instruction where not all students are participating means that not all students can be learning new curriculum.
That's right, but in the overwhelming majority of schools where it is delivered, the majority of kids are participating in RI.
It's still the majority overall, I think more than, probably average is maybe 40%, but they're noticing in the early years now that there's a much smaller rate coming up through the schools.
Okay, and what is the percentage of children who do religious instruction at schools?
Well, it's a very hard figure to nail down, Rebecca, because it is.
So apparently it's a very hard figure to nail down, but that didn't prevent David Baker from just asserting that in the overwhelming majority of schools where it is delivered, the majority of kids are participating in RI.
Because it is a local school-driven activity. It's an activity that happens managed at the local level. But
earlier in the interview, when asked what he thought about letting individual schools choose when they have religious instruction, David Baker said he thought the statewide approach had been working very well. Now he's all about religious instruction being a local school activity managed at the local level.
But we sense, as Pat said, you know, there's still a very strong participation rate where it is.
Really? Is that what Pat, who is Pat Murphy, President of the Principals Association, actually said? Let's ask Pat.
Pat Murphy is president of the Queensland Association of State School Principals. And so,
Pat,
what is the participation rate of students?
It depends on school communities. You know, some school communities, you know, we could have 80% of students engaged, but we're also got some school communities where we're down to 15%. So it really varies on the communities, but it's generally, you know, I would say probably around 50% mark in the last couple of schools where I've led.
Reverend David Baker, good to chat to you this morning. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.